said 4 minutes!
They're dying. What are we going to do? Doctor?
Corriana, the lift shaft is damaged. We need another way up to control. Do you know a way?
But Doctor, the guests.
Do you know a way?
Yes, but what about the guests?
Show me where to go. I can handle it from here. I trust you can get the guests to safety.
But I'm a technician. They aren't going to listen to me.
You'll make them listen. I have faith in you. Corriana.
But
if I don't get to the control room soon, then the whole galaxy could be at risk. I need to go now.
The whole galaxy? Oh, gods. You mean they used the array to...
Yes! Thousands upon thousands of planets dead. Unless I stop them.
Hold on. The whole galaxy? That's a bit of a stretch.
Well, at least 2/3 of it. It was a very grave situation to be in.
I'm not convinced, and frankly, I don't care.
You see, you would have been at risk too if I hadn't saved you. You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks. Look, is this going to take much longer? I do have other customers to see.
The thing is, I must have misjudged the electrical resistance of the conductive material. And that is why I'm here. I need to replace them. I did promise.
I don't care, love. Like I said, I've got other customers.
Maybe it would help if I start at the beginning.
Oh, stars preserve us.
As I think I've mentioned before, it all started when I received a flyer for the Vyons Array radio telescope. It's not often I get junk mail in the TARDIS, so when I do, I'll take notice. It was one of those mail droid things. Anyway, it said, visit Vyons Vintage.
Visit Vyons Vintage Village, the best view of the Tratanese Nebula available from any space station. Why not take the whole family and enjoy our restaurants, bars, and vintage technology museum? All this and more available on level 27. Unidentified capsule in the shopping area.
Oops. Sorry, I was aiming for level 30.
This is a technician alert. Unidentified capsule in the shopping area.
Oh, thanks. I didn't realise you would park it for me. You're Crispallion, ain't you? Hello? Oi! You there? I said you're from Crispallion, ain't you? Oh, blimey, forgot. I'll give you permission to speak.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, please don't call me that. I'm the doctor. What's your name?
Corriana, ma'am. Doctor.
Nice to meet you, Corriana. Now then, perhaps you could help me. I'm looking for the office of Professor Gregory Byron. Where would I find him?
He's up on level 1 control, Doctor. You can access it by the main service lift. But, you need a pass to get to the top of the station.
That shouldn't be a problem. Tell me, how does Professor Vyons ensure that all this tech of his is antique?
Professor Vyons prefers the term vintage.
My apologies. Vintage.
He has a team of researchers. They study historical documents and the like. Millennia-old stuff, they say.
Huh. Fascinating. And is it true what they say about his own personal history?
I'm sure I don't know about that, Doctor. Excuse me. I had better rejoin my unit.
Of course. Run along. I don't want you getting into any trouble on my account.
Thanks, Doctor. And thanks for your permission.
Right then. Level 1 it is.
Do I need to hear all this again? You already told me where you were. It's that old.
Vintage.
Telescoping space museum thing, yeah.
See, that's the point. The Vyron Array is the biggest radio telescope in the universe. Or so the promotional video would have you believe. This thing is huge. Anyway, there I was, roughing my way into control when along comes... Professor Byron! It's a pleasure to see you again. You ain't changed a bit. It's me, the Doctor.
It's Vyons and the Doctor?
Yeah, we met at the symposium of the inner workings of the clockwork brain. Or was it the conference of organic crystallography? Oh, dreadful conference. The chap had no idea what he was talking about.
I'm sorry, Doctor, I can't quite place...
Oh, Professor. My profound apologies. Of course, you don't recognise me. I was a man last time we met.
Oh, how nice.
Excuse me, is this lady bothering you, Professor?
Well...
Of course. I've been simply dying to come see your greatest project, the universe's largest telescope. I said to old Offenstein at the Dirac Institute, I said, that
Vyons,
yeah, Vyons, is going far. I said, he will create something truly wonderful.
Oh, thank you. No, Chief Nolan, everything's fine.
Yeah. Just a shame that you won't have all the antique...
vintage.
details correct.
Well, thank you, Doctor. I really must say, it's so nice of you to... Hang on, I beg your pardon. Did you say that I got something wrong?
Well, that's why I'm here to help, innit? Head researcher of antiques.
Vintage.
Technology. I'd like to offer my services.
Services? In what way?
I can have a look at your setup. Make sure that everything's as authentic as it can be. I imagine you've used modern methods to fail-safe in case, anything goes wrong.
Of course, Doctor. It's only the radio telescope and its associated devices that are vintage technology. We have the capacity to send and receive radio signals over a sizable portion of the galaxy.
That's remarkably fun, isn't it?
Fun? Why, Doctor, imagine if more conventional methods of communication failed. We would still be able to send messages from here to as far as Androzani Major and beyond.
That is quite impressive. But, does it work?
Yes, of course it does. As it happens, you're just in time for some more tests.
Oh, I'd very much like to.
Begging your pardon, Professor, but the Doctor will need to complete the appropriate security checks before she can be allowed into control.
Do I have to?
Oh, yes, Nolan. I take your point. Chief Nolan has been head of security since before this project began. I trust his judgment. If you wouldn't mind, Doctor.
No. course not. It's fine. Where do I need to...
Hang on. Are you seriously expecting me to believe that worked? Just throw around a couple names and act all casual and they let you play around with the biggest what's name in the universe? Do me a favour.
That's just it, though. It was more difficult than that. First of all, you have no idea how long they kept me waiting.
I think I might.
You see, there were these two guards called Renley and Radstock.
There you are, Doctor. It's only a synthesised brew, mind you. But there hasn't been any real tea in this part of the galaxy for centuries. But it does get the job done.
Renley, this is security, not a tea party.
All right. Nobody said that we couldn't be nice. Radstock doesn't always remember that not everyone who comes to security has done something bad.
Well, it's a lovely security room. Charming. Quite charming.
Thanks.
Oh, for goodness sake. How long did the chief say he'd be?
However long it takes to investigate the doctor's...
TARDIS! It stands for Time and Relative...
Yeah, thanks, Doc. You've told us already.
Splendid. I wasn't sure you'd forgotten.
Well, we've done a site audit. No record of the doctor at all.
I'm not local.
Yeah, but nothing? No birth registry, no tax files, no work history.
No criminal record.
She's got a point.
Mm-hmm.
Ren.
What? Look, the doctor's nice. Look at her. She's alright. She wouldn't hurt a fly.
Not unless it's hell-bent on universal domination. No.
Yeah, but that don't tell us who you are, though, does it?
Gentlemen's. It's quite simple. I am a no. I'm a time expert. I'm just here to help the professor. If he doesn't need my help, then I'll be on my way.
Not good enough. Look, I need to create a record for you. Let's start from the beginning again.
Well...
I swear to the seven gods, if you repeat this part of the story again...
8 times. 8 times I had to give an account of my story. I swear, it used to be so much easier when I had that psychic paper. But could I find it? Nope. That would have made it a lot more easier, wouldn't it? Must have left it in my other jacket.
Psychic paper?
Anywho, so, it won't surprise you to learn that I had other reasons for being there.
Really?
We don't really talk about it, Doctor.
You said you'd been working here for a while. You must have heard something. Speculated a little?
Not really. Everyone always assumes that the Professor liked all the old stuff because he's trying to connect with his own heritage. At least that's what I heard of someone in the lift. Why are you so interested anyway?
I'm just... intrigued. The Professor's family is only traceable back to his great-grandfather. All technical people, but all relatively unknown. There's little information prior to the current Professor Vyons. And here he is. Biggest radio telescope in the universe. Hoping to blast Elvis out to the stars.
Elvis? You've been spending too much time in the theme bars on level 24.
Well, all right then. Maybe you can answer something else for me.
Happy to, if I can.
As far as you know, Does anyone in the research team use radio signals outside the telescope experiment? Sorry. Did I do that?
Generally, the public aren't allowed back here. I wouldn't expect you to know not to lean on that.
Would you like me to try and fix it with my sonic?
No thanks, Doctor. Easily fixed. You were asking about radio signals?
Oh, yeah. Are they used for any internal purposes on board the station?
Not to my knowledge.
And you know, wouldn't you? Being on the technical staff.
I suppose so. Unless they were being used in the Professor's research space. We don't really go in there unless they need an air filter changing.
The readings I got from the TARDIS suggested something much more widespread than just one department. One last thing.
Yes, Doctor?
Do you have any of those advertisement drawers on board?
Yes, but they don't often get used now.
Could you send one to these coordinates, please?
But these are temporal coordinates. How am I supposed to...
We'll think of a way. Think of it like setting an alarm clock. Thank you, Corriana. You'd be most helpful.
Doctor? Do you think there's something going on? I mean, the Professor. Has he done something wrong?
I hope not. I really hope not. See you later!
Look, love. Seeming as you've chased away my other customers, let me make this quick and simple, yeah? So the Professor was up to no good and it all went wrong, right? So what he did was...
Set the heat exchangers to overload on level 27. Blow all those insignificant idiots to whichever hell they believe in. The Doctor will be forced to save them, and then nobody can stand in the way of my plans.
What are the plans again, boss?
Pay attention. The boss here is going to hold the galaxy to ransom by only playing Astarian opera for the foreseeable future.
Yes, that's right. And then all those people who said I couldn't do it will be sorry. They will have to listen to that stupid opera forever.
Warning. Explosion in aisle 3. Warning. Multiple explosions in aisle 3. Please evacuate. Leave all personal belongings and dead relatives. Thank you for your cooperation.
Oh, no. You haven't been paying attention at all, have you? Oh, that's just silly.
This whole story is silly.
Oh, listen. There was an explosion caused by the heat exchange overloading. But that wasn't what happened at all. That actually happened much later on. After I'd made a discovery about the Professor's past.
Welcome to the Museum of Vintage Technology Archive. How can I help you?
Oh, I didn't realise you had voice control too.
All guests can choose between contemporary or vintage interfaces. If you would like to use Windows Vista, please say yes now.
No, thank you. I would like to inquire about the family history of Professor Gregory Vyons.
Files pertaining to that query are restricted due to data protection and confidentiality regulations.
Oh, come on. He's the big cheese, the top dog. There must be some information.
I could not find information pertaining to a big cheese top dogs in the database. Would you like to refine your search?
Just a tick. I think it would just be easier if I... Yes! No, wrong settings. Oh, fiddlesticks.
Files accessed.
Haha.
Vyons family history core data file. Indigo level clearance.
Why would a personnel file have such a high level of security, I wonder?
Unknown. Vyons family history security as a result of station security protocol.
Well then, let's see what we can see. What did the most notable member of the Vyons family do for work?
Several notable entries.
Go from the most recent, please.
Gregory Vyons, creator of the Vyons Array Radio Telescope. Mother, Miranda Vyons, radio wave analyst and CEO of Vyons Electronics. Grandfather, Bradley Vyons, senior technician and founder of Vyons Electronics.
Okay. Are there any photographs of these people?
Preparing slideshow.
Exciting. No. Cheerful looking bunch. Next. That scarf. How funny. Now these would be better in black and white. Nope. No, wait. Go back one. What information accompanies this image?
Image is labelled Mr. Salas Vyons and is head of staff at Vyons Synthetics. Dated year 5.3/Olive/22.
Oh, really? How very, very interesting.
So I was right then. Professor Vyons had been up to no good. He'd probably taken over a family business, some kind of extortion or fraud or something.
Well, if he had, it wasn't the professor's fault. You see, the professor was under the influence for a very long time.
After all this, it turns out he was drunk.
No. That's not what I meant. What I meant to say was that he'd been under the influence of another power for a long time. Something had been manipulating this family for generations. I felt it was my duty to put a stop to it, but I made a mistake. You see, early in the day...
It's all right, Radstock. You can stand down. We've scanned the doctor for weapons, and all she has is the sonic device. She has no guns, and her capsule is completely unarmed as far as we can tell.
Sir,
But who is she?
Renley has become a bit of a fan, I'm afraid, sir.
Too kind.
Well, to be fair to Renley, this one is an interesting one. The only documents that we can find in reference to the capsule called TARDIS and the Doctor were from Satellite 5 archives.
No, really?
So she is a real-life time traveller.
As I said earlier, time expert.
Oh, it's better than that. The Doctor here is a Gallifreyan.
I'm impressed. You've done your own work, Mr. Nolan.
Well, I've been in the security business for some time. You learn a lot in my line of work.
Then you might just be the chap to help me.
Oh, this ought to be good. Go on.
Well, I detected some unusual signals earlier when I landed. They were like radio signals, but they weren't behaving normally.
Okay. I'm not sure where this is going, Doctor.
Well, I just wanted to know if you'd had any problems with the array, or if you'd noticed any transmission equipment go missing, or, I don't know, anything?
I can't say that I know what you're talking about. Where were these signals coming from?
That's just it. They sort of spiderwebbed through the station. Very odd. But strangely familiar.
And you'd like our help to detect them?
If you wouldn't mind. Just to put me mind at rest.
Very well. I happen to know that the Professor has a gadget that can be used for such a job. Radstock, please fetch the device from the professor. He'll know which one you mean. And once that's done, Renley, you can take the doctor to one of the central decks. Let's say the promenade on 27, so she can do her scanning. Is that satisfactory, Doctor?
Yeah, thank you.
Gentlemen, hop to it.
Sir?
I don't understand it. Try the next setting, please, Renley.
Sorry, Doctor. Same reading. The radio signals seem to be coming from right on top of us.
That can't be right. Can I have the scanner?
Sorry. Only station personnel can use the Professor's gizmos, remember? Because of the insurance.
Oh, this is ridiculous. It can't be everywhere. That's not what I saw in the TARDIS.
Well, what can I say? We've been the length and breadth of the station, and the signal seems to be everywhere. I still think it has something to do with the main array, that's all.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Why don't we just put this down to experience and move on?
I agree with Renley. Seems like a sensible fella. You should have just left it alone.
Yeah, you're right. My mistake caused so many deaths. If I hadn't been so quick to... Oh well. It's done now.
What are you talking about? All you did is get hit up over some signals that turned out to be nothing. You can't be blamed for getting that wrong, surely.
That's just it. The signals were important, but they weren't the mistake I was talking about either. You see, I'd been too quick to trust the wrong people. And because of that, innocent people died.
Not Renley and Radstock, I really like them.
I can at least say that I weren't responsible for their deaths. But so many others.
What about the girl? The tech girl?
Corriana? Poor Corriana.
What happened to her?
I sent there to try and round up the survivors of the explosion while I returned to the control deck.
Right, I'm going to need all guests to evacuate level 29. No, please don't run or push. If you see someone needing assistance, then please help. The exits are clearly marked. Please, follow the sign and in and...
Warning! Drop in pressure detected on level 27. Warning!
Okay. I'm gonna need you to pick up the pace, please, ladies and gentlemen. Please,
Warning!
pick up the pace.
Critical pressure threshold reached on level 27.
Everybody run! Get out of here now! It's gonna...
That's awful. Awful way to go.
I didn't know that. I gave her permission to speak. Not permission to die.
I'm sorry, love. It's still not your fault. Whoever caused that explosion, blame them.
In a way, it was my fault too. I'd made it so my enemies had to react. They had to do something to distract me. So they deliberately put lives in danger. Thinking that I'd put their safety first, but I was indecisive.
What happened?
I should have realised sooner. One of my oldest enemies. This whole thing was so very... them. their modus operandi, if you will. Shortly after the explosion, I was up in central control. I thought I had it all figured out. You see, I'd noticed a few things in the Vyons family archive. Things that told me exactly who was responsible and what their plans were for the largest radio telescope in the universe.
How dare you?
Professor, when I said that radio telescope wasn't your idea, I mean that you've been manipulated into making it.
I think you need to leave, Doctor. I wouldn't want to have you arrested.
But you see, Professor, I thought it was you. I thought you were responsible for the signals. Those radio waves that we couldn't pinpoint.
What are you talking about?
Problem was, I'd seen this kind of thing before. A few times, actually. The signals are control signals.
She ain't talking sense.
But Doctor, we couldn't find any signals. Not as you described them.
That's 'cause we were right on top of one the whole time. It masked the others. I was played and I didn't see it.
Nah, I don't get it.
Oh, Renley. I'm so sorry.
About what?
You died a very long time ago, didn't you?
What does she mean?
And you, Radstock. I'm truly sorry for what's happened to you. The control signals are being used by the Nestine to control their autons. We couldn't see the signals clearly because you were receiving one the whole time we were scanning.
What's happening, Doctor?
We've been played, Professor. Your family has been manipulated for hundreds of years, leading you to come and create this radio array. So the Nestine could transmit their control signal over half the galaxy. In one fell swoop, the majority of inhabited planets would fall to their control.
We don't want to shoot you, Doctor, but we will if we have to.
You're doing what you're programmed to do. It ain't your fault.
Then whose fault is it? Where is this nesting thing, then?
The Nestine consciousness will be inhabiting another form. Won't it, Nolan?
I would applaud, but you've been very stupid, Doctor.
Oh, have I? I found your picture. All of you. The three of you worked for Vyons Synthetics over 300 years ago. Is that when all this started?
You were foolish to come here. As soon as we saw your TARDIS, we knew it was you. And now we have your time capsule as well as your mind to make part of our own. Renley, begin the activation sequence for the radio transmitter. Transmit the control signal.
You can't win, you know.
Empty words, Doctor. Radstock, overload the heat exchangers for the promenade level.
Why are you doing this? That will be pointless slaughter.
Then you'd better get down there and warn them. It should take 4 minutes before it reaches critical. So what are you going to do, Doctor? The signal or the civilians? Which is it? That's what I thought. Now, Professor, perhaps you would be so good as to help me secure the Doctor's TARDIS. Professor, we shouldn't resist our control if we were you. It could prove fatal.
Right.
Come along now.
So, was this Professor bloke an Auton too?
No. The Nestine needed his human ingenuity. He was under a more traditional form of hypnotic control.
So, you go to help the others, but that Nolan guy sets off the explosion. What happened then? How did you stop it?
After I opened up the access passage to allow the guests to escape, some of them, anyway, I made my way to the fire access shaft and climbed up to the next level. That was the only way I could return to the control.
What happened when you got there? What about Nolan and the Professor?
Patience. And I'll tell all.
Doctor!
Stay back, Doctor.
Listen to me, both of you. You don't have to do this. Millions will die. Is that what you want?
It doesn't matter to me. Our purpose is to serve. Ain't that right, Ren? Ren?
Like we have a choice.
There is always a choice. You used to be human once, but the Nestine took that from you.
Then what's to be done? We're dead. You said so.
They took your physical bodies, but they couldn't erase your humanity. Not all of it. You've got to fight them.
Can't be done, Doctor. I'm sorry, I really am. But I think I need to shoot you now.
No!
Ren! Why did you do that?
Rat. Why is it hard to breathe? I don't need to breathe.
I've got you, Ren. Ren, stay with me.
Rat.
Yeah?
Got ya. I love you.
I'm sorry, gentlemen.
1 minute until transmission.
Oh, no, you don't. Okay. If I... And then I... yes! Overload the transmitter with my sonic pulse. Feedback should take it with 0 damage. Marvellous.
30 seconds until transmission.
Oh.
Warning. Transmitter malfunction. Warning.
Oh, oops. And what a Professor and Nolan, you ask? Well, that bit's a bit embarrassing, actually.
Stand back, Doctor.
Your transmitter has been destroyed.
What? My transmitter?
Your plan is ruined. How does that feel, Swarm Leader?
Don't waste your breath. We don't have feelings.
Tell that to Renley and Radstock. Your control is weakening in your age, old man. I mean, look at the Professor. He's clearly not happy.
This is all your fault.
Wait, are you talking to me, or...?
Twisting my mind, manipulating my life. I thought you were my friend, Nolan.
Oh, you're a tool, Gregory, in every sense of the word.
Well, not anymore.
Professor, no! Professor, are you alright? Oh, that was one hell of a tackle.
Yeah, he missed me. And who knows? I might have been a sportsman if Nolan hadn't hijacked my life.
And you managed to get him into the airlock. How does it feel to be trapped and helpless? Without your swarm?
What would you know about being trapped and helpless?
What are you going to do with him?
I'll have to contact the Shadow Proclamation. They're the only ones that are likely to hold the nest in consciousness. So, Nolan, I have a few questions for you.
Doctor, I wouldn't lean on... the door control.
No, Razalon.
You vented him into space.
It was an accident. According to the Professor's star charts, Nolan, or the Nestine Swarm Leader, whatever you want to call him, would be spending the better part of 5 months floating around space. eventually be captured in the gravity of a dwarf star.
You were a force to be reckoned with, Doctor, I'll give you that.
As long as I'm a force for good. Some days it doesn't feel like that.
If you weren't there, a lot more people would have died. 2/3 of the galaxy, for goodness sake. I mean, I'd be a puppet of the Nistians right now. Or worse. Poor. You win, Doctor. I'll get you the parts you need. Mates rates, you know?
Mates. Does that mean we're friends?
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Thank you. Thank you so much.